How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Eric Carlson here, running for Congress in the 1st Congressional District in Illinois. I just wanted to go over a few things today, kind of a quick video. A lot of stuff been going on in the news lately, and it really shows how Democrats actually have no plan to fix all the things that they broke. All the stuff that you're seeing happen right now with the economy, with fuel prices, all this stuff is a result of Democrat policies. Um, so the people in the first district, you need to, and I say this over and over again, you need to stop looking at D's and R's and you need to start looking at the policy behind the candidate. So I'm going to go over a few things and show you how Democrats are actually trying to buy you off. And they think you can be bought off this cheaply. It's not going to fix the problem. Nothing here fixes the problem. So let's start at the city level with what Lori Lightfoot just got passed through the city council. Gas cards. These gas cards she's going to give out, $12.5 million that she just happened to find after Willie Wilson did his free giveaway. Now, Willie Wilson put the money out of his own pocket. Lori Lightfoot is using your tax dollars to buy votes. Now, she's not giving them to everybody, only to specific people. She's going to go to the south side and the west side, predominantly black. She needs to keep that vote. That's the vote she needs to win. So she's taking your money to buy those votes on the south and west side. And even those people, you're not going to get the gas card necessarily. It's a lottery. So these people are most likely going to get a gas card handed to them, $150 handed to them. So you're going to be bought off for a tank of gas. Then everybody else, you just get a lottery. So people on the north side, notice it, not on the north side, which is predominantly white. That's where most of the white people live. You'll see that nobody up there is just getting the handouts. So if you think this isn't a scam to buy votes, you're absolutely wrong. Nothing about fixing the problem. Nothing about lowering the city gas taxes or Cook County gas taxes. Nothing about that. We're not doing anything like that. We're taking somebody else's money and paying somebody off for a short term. That's not going to fix anything. You're going to get 1, maybe 2 tanks of gas off this card, and then you're going to be right back where you started. At the state level, J.B. Pritzker. He came down from on high, from his mountaintop there, and has announced that he is going to pause the intended gas tax increase in Illinois. That's going to help you. I'm not going to raise your taxes yet. And somehow that he's so benevolent, he's going to come down and let you know that he's not going to raise taxes on you yet. But that is coming down the road. And we know that this inflation is going to be with us for a long time. It's not transitory like Biden told you. It's staying, folks, and it's going to get worse. And we'll get to that when we get to the Fed side here. So he's not going to raise your taxes right now. Well, how about lowering these taxes? You know why they don't want to do that? Because I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't know this. In the state of Illinois, you pay a percentage on the gallon. So if gas were $1 a gallon and the tax was 10%, you pay 10 cents. The state gets 10 cents on top of that. If it goes up to $4 a gallon, the state gets 40 cents. You get hurt, the state actually makes out. Instead of saying it's a flat 10 cent per gallon tax, it is a percentage in this state. The higher the taxes go, the higher the cost of fuel goes, the more the state takes in, the more votes they can buy, come up with money for stupid shit like this. You are being punished by these people's policies. All Democrat. If you live in this state, everything, especially in the first district, almost everything, and especially if you live in a city, every level of your government is controlled by Democrats. Your precinct captain, your alderman, your mayor, your county board, your state legislature, your state senate, the governor, all the way up to the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the presidency. All Democrats. You think you should be living in a utopia because you got everything you wanted. Democrats control everything, and yet this is the situation we find ourselves in. So let's look at the Fed side now. Joe Biden just announced, because you saw his poll numbers drop. His poll numbers dropped remarkably low. He's down to like, I think it was 41% approval amongst millennials and people in the age 20 to 40. So the people in that who have student loans, who went to school, took out a loan as a responsible adult, took out a loan, and now it's just going to be forgiven. So screw all the people that actually paid off their loans. Screw the people who pay the taxes. That when the government made these loans and guaranteed these loans, they took your tax dollars to pay the banks and to pay the schools for these kids to go to school. So when they forgive this, it's not just like free college. It's you who paid that tax dollar, your tax money into this, that money that could have gone to build roads or bridges or make this country better education system. That money's just pissed away. It's gone. But that money is already in the system. So the taxpayers get screwed over. But now you're forgiving all this debt. So you have all this money in the system. Inflation is going to rise even more than it already is. This is what this gets. The Democrats are so desperate. They are trying to buy votes across the board because they know they are going to get hammered in November. They think they can buy you off for a few short. If you're a college student and you think that, oh well, they're gonna forgive my loans and that's great for me. It damages your country. It probably damages your parents. It damages all your neighbors who paid the taxes for you to go to school. And now you have a college education. You're going to make more money than the guy who doesn't have a college education, who's been working construction and making $100,000 a year, but he has to pay the taxes for you to go to school, for your education. You think that's fair? You want to talk about fairness? Everybody talks about equity and equality. This isn't too equitable or equal to me. So you get increased inflation. Let's talk about responsibility. You're teaching young adults to come in at 18 years old to sign a contract. Say, I'm going to take out a loan. First of all, you should be living within your means. Go to junior college. If you want free college, here's another thing you can do. You can go down to the nearest recruiting office, sign your name on the dotted line, and your college is covered. Imagine that. You serve your country for a couple years, you learn some stuff, you learn some discipline, you learn more about the people, your fellow Americans from across the country than you ever will in any school or any job that you have. Responsibility, teach you to pay your debts. When you take out a loan, that is your responsibility. If you don't want to take out a big loan, like I said, go to community college. They actually have grants. Schools have grants. They have money, again, taxpayer money, that is already there. First of all, the vast majority of you don't need to be going to college. There's plenty of well-paying jobs out there where you don't have to go into debt. You don't have to take out these loans, and you can be making six figures in a matter of a couple of years. Go through an apprenticeship in one of the trades. Go be a plumber, go be a pipe fitter, go be an electrician. You'll be making six figures in the 4 years that it takes you to get out of college. With no debt, you would have been making money the entire time, and once you're a journeyman, you're going to be making six figures. So another thing that Biden did, and this is going back to the fuel prices. Fuel prices affect everything. Fuel prices affect, because everything in this country, everything you buy, everything that comes to your store moves by truck. Fuel prices, you see diesel prices here in Illinois are about $5 a gallon. Strategic petroleum reserves, those are meant for an emergency. That is if we get in a war, if this thing in Ukraine grows and we can't produce oil or we can't import oil, which we didn't need to do because we were energy independent. If that happens, we need that strategic petroleum reserve. And there's not a lot there. It's strictly for military and emergency purposes. But Joe Biden is releasing this. Every month he releases some out of this. Well, it has to be replaced. It has to be replaced unless you're just going to drain the whole thing and then have no reserve, no strategic reserve. This was brought about in the 1970s because of the oil shortage, the oil embargo, and the things that were going on in the 1970s. And I'm old enough to remember the gas lines. I sat in them with my father for hours on end. These should not be touched. It's not a Democrat plaything. They haven't done anything. It hasn't lowered your prices. It can't possibly. There's not enough there anyway to meet the energy demands of the United States on a daily basis. It is there for emergencies and for military purposes. $30 trillion plus and growing in debt. We can't afford any of this stuff. All this money needs to be going to get this down. You need to stop the spending, not giving people free stuff. That's it for this video. Again, my name is Eric Carlson. I'm running for Congress in the 1st Congressional District. Please like and share these videos. I'm running on no money. I'm not taking money from anyone, unlike these politicians here who are destroying your country, your city, your county. I'm not taking any money from anyone. I'm not bought. I'm not beholden to anyone. I'm not beholden to the Republican Party. Republican Party gives me absolutely nothing. I'm doing this on my own to make a difference here. Not a politician. And give me a shot. And for my Democrat voters out there, again, stop looking at the D's and R's. I'm going to say exactly what Donald Trump said to you in 2016. What have you got to lose? Thank you.